Hello and welcome to the Team Field View podcast, episode 6. My name is Matt.
I'm Alex.
This is Jackson.
And Lucy's down here.
Yeah. So they'll be joining us periodically, I guess, whenever they feel like sticking their heads in.
Yeah.
I've been out of town for a little bit, but I've been trying to keep up with the gaming news best I can. I didn't have internet. I just have my cell phone.
Wow, no internet.
It's cutting in and out here and there up in the hills. So, but I kept up with it. So we've got some things to talk about today. First off, though, how's gaming going for you?
It's good. New Heroes 2.0 came out. Yeah, it's good stuff. Really brought new life back in the game, I think.
Is it? Yeah, because like 2.0 version-wise is like, to me, brand new. Like, this is, if I say something 2.0, it's like, oh, that's big. That's not just an iteration. Is this like game-changing?
The gameplay itself is about the same, but the whole, now you have like leveling based off like, you get loot boxes and sweet things just like skins, color variants, announcers. It's pretty awesome.
All right. So it's going good?
Yep.
No complaints yet?
No, it's good. They're doing good.
Yeah.
Putting out new heroes and stuff like that.
Yeah. I would say that I've been diving into Planet Coaster at a spring update. And, which I always love that it's a game that they're continually providing new content for. It's like, that game has some flaws, but overall, that every 3 months I can get brand new rides, brand new roller coasters, brand new, scenarios even. All the updates have had new campaign scenarios, which I've been really happy with. So I've been digging into that.
It's good that they're supporting it.
Yeah.
Because, that game, if you like those tycoon roller coaster tycoons,
Which I do,
can be very addicting. And just putting in new content every 3 months or so. It's
I'm well over 100 hours. So yeah.
Wow, 100 hours, my gosh.
That's not that much.
Yeah, in the grand scheme, I guess you have other games that are much higher.
Yeah, but it's
getting there. It's just a matter of time. It'll be number one.
It will be number one on Steam soon. I'm on my Steam personally. So yeah, let's talk about some news. We're gonna jump in first with some Ubisoft news.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah. So Ubisoft, kind of ups and downs here and there with some of their output.
Classic Ubisoft.
Yeah. Going all the way back into a couple generations ago. I'd say really the PS2 generation is when they started to. You think like Splinter Cell and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
Those are genre-defining games.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, then the next generation, we had Assassin's Creed, huge series, and it's like they definitely have some genre-defining, for better or worse, games that are like products of the of that generation.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. There's a correlation or connection between Splinter Cell and Assassin's Creed.
What, stealth game?
Yeah, they're very stealthy. You're an assassin, either modern day or...
Right, but if anything, I would say that Assassin's Creed came from Prince of Persia roots.
I guess. It's a mix.
Yeah.
It's obviously in the Middle East. But then you got Splinter Cell. I'm sure some of the same people worked on the game. I'm just saying there is kind of... I can kind of see where it came from.
Yeah.
You got the roots.
Yeah, it's interesting. But what we're trying to say is Ubisoft has a long history of many different franchises, big franchises. So
they're big.
We're going to talk about a couple of those franchises right now. Some news in the past week, which, we're less than a month from E3.
Yes.
So it is upon us at this point. So this is kind of a weird time because a lot of times gaming companies, they want to get out in front of the E3 news. Because
every year, just we'll do it one day ahead.
Yeah, it's great to announce your game in front of this giant audience, and a global audience watching online, but you get drowned out with
you want to be on social media, on the internet, just like the first ones.
It's kind of like Thanksgiving, Black Friday, how Black Friday's getting earlier every year, a couple hours. It's like, oh, now it's a Thursday, and now it's Thursday. Now the sun's still up on Thursday, and I'm already shopping. And so it's kind of like they want to beat you to the punch. It's like, well, our competition will do it if we don't do it. So it seems like every year, more and more information is starting to leak. I don't always think it's a legitimate leak. I think it's a plan.
Yeah, if anything, these companies should get ahead of it and be like, well, we can leak this.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many times where something gets leaked and then they just so happen that a day later their trailer was ready to come out. It's like, did you really have that trailer ready? I've heard so many stories of people at E3 where it's like a game didn't get shown at E3 because they couldn't get the trailer done on time. And it's like, really, a couple months prior, you just had that trailer sitting there, ready on you. It was already uploaded. Like, it's sometimes it's like hours after a game leaks. Like, here's a trailer.
Yeah, they just have a room full of trailers and like, it's time for this one.
Yeah,
it got leaked.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll never know unless someone says. But
there's another leak.
So there was a leak from wwg.com was the website we're getting this source from. So about the new Assassin's Creed game. So Assassin's Creed has not had a game in 1.5 years.
There was a movie in between.
Yeah.
So
not a
game,
and not a mainline game because I think they had the Chronicles game. But
that's true.
That might sound stupid because like games go all the time, like decades without new releases.
Yeah,
but
got a Half-Life.
Well, let's not bring up Half-Life. It's our subject. So Assassin's Creed came out in 2007.
Yes.
And then they had a DS game in 2008. And then Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations, Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 4, Assassin's Creed Unity, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and then
some filler Chronicles in between.
Right. And some other, like there was a Liberation, which came out on the Vita and then was ported to PC. And I think it was ported to the other consoles. I wouldn't be surprised. But, so Assassin's Creed has been just non-stop since it launched.
Yeah,
that first game, that's 10 years ago. That's a lot of games in 10 years.
No, it is. They've been pumping them out.
And they're big games.
Yeah.
They're not little, 5-hour experiences. They're open world, massive collectathons.
There's a lot of money behind them.
Yeah. And they had multiple studios going on, hundreds of people at each studio. I think they said Assassin's Creed 3 had 2 or 3 different studios collaborating, and that's where there's some overlap in some of the mechanics, and it's like, some trading stuff and materials and whatnot. But, so yeah, they've been kind of just churning these things out. And
I mean, it's a very popular
franchise.
Franchise,
yeah.
That's the word.
So Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which came out in 2015, was well received on critics' websites.
Yeah, no, people enjoyed it.
It was one of the higher rated Assassin's Creed.
They did good.
I think the next one would be Assassin's Creed 4 was also highly received, and maybe 2 would be.
Yeah, people still talk about it.
Right. So it's like not every Assassin's Creed is highly received. But it did not sell that well. I think it kind of came out at a time when, 2015 had some really good games. You had Witcher 3, which is open world. You had
there's a lot of competition.
Bloodborne earlier in the year.
Bloodborne, yeah.
Metal Gear Solid was open world.
Oh man,
Metal Gear Solid 5. So it's like that was a good year for gaming.
That's a tough year for one.
I think that 2017 has been crazy enough that I would say that if you took just what's come out in 2017 so far, it beats what came out then. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but it's been a crazy year.
Sales, at least.
I'm just saying in quality.
Yeah. There's definitely more quality.
There's been some really good games in the first 5 months of this year. It's nuts. Yeah. So we had a year off from Assassin's Creed for the most part, besides some little spin-off games.
How did they survive?
I don't know.
Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah. So Assassin's Creed, the new one, is rumored to be Assassin's Creed Origins.
Exciting.
That's a
we
subtitle.
Finally figured out how did this all start? It's like 2 guys, one a Templar, one assassin. They just didn't like each other.
It's supposed to be the beginning of the Assassin's Guild. Oh, there she goes. So, I'm ready for it. I'm not even caught up. I don't want to get burned out on the game, so I'm a couple years behind also because they're cheaper than. I usually pay like $5 to $10 per game, and I play one every year or year and a half. But I have not played Unity or Syndicate. I'm caught up through 4 and Liberation.
Yeah, I put the second one.
Wow, yeah. You're really far behind.
I'm pretty sure I own at least the third one.
Third one meaning 3 or third one meaning Brotherhood?
What is it called?
Brotherhood was
the American one.
Oh, that's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like another name? Like the subtitle?
I think it's just called Assassin's Creed 3.
Fair enough.
I might be wrong on that.
It's not called Revolution.
No.
There we go.
So Origin is kind of a generic subtitle.
No, it's... Yeah, I mean...
And by kind of, I mean very.
Yeah, it's very generic.
So...
Like, if you can't come up with a title, it's like, Origin?
Right, but like Assassin's Creed Revelations, that's a generic subtitle. How many games have had Revelations in it? Like, I could think of like, there was Resident Evil
I mean, it sounds cool. Because you're like, oh, what's going to happen? What's the revelation?
Not a whole lot. It was pretty much the same as every game. I mean, I think Assassin's Creed 2 revealed more than Assassin's Creed Revelations. Maybe even Brotherhood. I
believe it.
Yeah. The hype was there, though.
That's good. But that's what they're all about.
No, it didn't deliver.
Generate that hype.
So, Assassin's Creed Origins. So I've got some details here released from their source. So, apparently, this is an open world experience. Gasp.
Wow, open world.
Yeah. Taking place in ancient Egypt.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can't name any games that really did ancient Egypt?
Where was Princess of Persia?
Maybe.
Oh, I guess it was Persia.
That makes sense.
But it was kind of that...
they could do a lot of interesting things with that.
Yeah. So some more details. Let's see. The story is rumored to revolve around the original Assassin's Guild and will feature two main characters, a man and a woman.
Templar and an assassin.
Well, I like I said, I haven't played it, but I believe Syndicate had a playable female character as well. They were like brother and sister, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm going to call that one of them's going to die.
Oh. So,
they have to, right? Origins. The hate.
What if one of them is assassin, one is Templar?
Yeah, it's
you play as both. That'd be interesting.
I don't know. I don't think there's Templars in ancient Egypt. It's more like a Christian
thing. To be fair, there have been Assassin's Creed games where you played as a Templar.
Yeah.
Multiple games.
Something else.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just go around killing people. No one's going to be like, oh, you shouldn't do that.
It'll be fun to see the that side of the story. So, let's see. It says the structure is said to be less linear, featuring a character progression system less tied to the story. I'm all for this.
I mean, it depends how they execute it. I mean, it sounds great on paper, but people have messed it up.
Yeah. It says a development source we spoke to compared it numerous times to Bethesda Skyrim.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, Skyrim, they did good.
I mean, Skyrim is not a perfect game by any means.
No, it's not perfect. That's why I have mods. So.
But, like, just the format of, hey, open world, and you could do anything in any order, and there's multiple quest lines, and it's like the main story becomes kind of this side thing because there's so many other good quests to do. Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I play Oblivion and Skyrim, is like main quest.
You get a break from the main story.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, let me go, what's over here?
But like Assassin's Creed, the main quest is the quest. And it's like, you're just going from one mission to the next.
Yeah, I mean,
and the side missions are just like the most generic, boring things ever. And it's, at least in the older games.
It's good old follow-up.
You just get some money and some supplies. It's like, yeah, I didn't need that because, I don't know.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like generic.
Yeah.
Just here's 5 minutes.
Yeah, and like one thing that I would say Skyrim did well, and Oblivion as well, and Fallout, and those kind of games, is that those quests. It's like even if there wasn't a reward, the quest itself was the reward. Like the story, the experience.
Yeah, I mean there's world building.
Right. And
which, if you want that, you have it, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I remember like there's a quest in Oblivion where you get turned into a painting. Like, you get transported inside a painting.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. And it's like there's these enemies that are, like, painted, and all the world is different. And there's one where you have to go inside of a guy's dream and, like, vanquish his demons.
Amazing.
And yeah, there's so many cool quests. I'm not saying they're going to do that with this, but just the possibility of you're not just going to be going from main quest to main quest to main quest, where it all kind of blurs together and they just throw all these random names at you. It's like, I'm kind of all for that at this point.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what you want, some kind of...
So let's say this game comes out and it gets really good reviews.
Probably will.
We'll see.
It's their game to lose.
Yeah.
Like, they can mess it up.
I hope they treat this as like a reboot at this point.
Probably.
I think they need to.
I mean, every movie that said Origins was like a reboot.
Yeah, because it seems like every Assassin's Creed kind of built on the previous one in gameplay mechanics. I would say the jump from 1 to 2 was... huge.
Yes.
in terms of how the game played.
1 was a little hard to play.
1 was tedious at points. Yes.
2, like I played 1 for like a couple hours, like then 2 came out. I just played that, and I just like nonstop.
2 was more character driven.
Yes.
Because you played as Ezio, whereas the first one, fun. Altair was like, he was almost like this faceless guy.
Yeah, he's just,
for most of the game.
Just a guy.
Right. It was almost like, and I get that sometimes like a faceless protagonist is like, you're supposed to be more relating to him because it's...
Not an assassin.
Right, but like, Ezio is completely his own personality.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what the game is. Like, you are literally a guy who goes into a machine and takes over somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact, when I first played the first Assassin's Creed, in the modern times, your guy's name is Desmond Miles. And I don't know the exact wording, but I remember this was like how many years ago that I played this game, almost 10. But the main scientist guy like wakes you up, he's like, "Wake up, Mr. Miles." And I was like, because my last name is Miles. And I was like, I don't remember putting my name in. How did the game know that?
How did they do it?
So it's a really cool moment for me.
Jeez.
Good stuff. So
really immersive then.
Yeah. It's like, do more of that.
Somehow steal my name and put it in the game.
Do it. It's cool stuff. So let's see. Some more features of this game rumored. Let's see. The game will apparently grant the player considerably more freedom, featuring a greater emphasis on exploration over previous entries in the series. Now, right now, I'm on an exploration kick because I'm 120 hours into Breath of the Wild, and
I don't know. That seems more like an addiction.
I've explored that world. I mean, I'm sure there's still things I haven't seen, but
I'm sure there is.
I've just like stopped doing quests and just be like, oh, what's that mountain over there? I'm going to climb it. I'm going to look all around it.
Seeds.
What's that thing there? What's that thing there? And it's like, I love that the game is driven. Breath of the Wild is driven by your need to explore. And you can just follow the quest and have a good time, but you have a better time when you are the one. It's like when you stumble upon a quest, it doesn't feel like the game force-fed it to you because you found it. And it's more organic feeling. And so if this game captures even a fraction of what Breath of the Wild did for me, I am very excited. Like, what's the last game where you explored a lot? Besides Minecraft.
No. What? Some game like... Forget. I mean, like, kind of like Far Cry.
Yeah.
Like 3. Far Cry 3 was that. Like Just Cause.
Yeah.
Because it was similar. Like, you could just explore things. I guess it's more exploring / blowing things up.
Because I think there's two types, or there's probably more, but there's two main types of open world games for me. There's ones where the world is just a means to present the quest. And the quests are like, or the world is made around the quest. Like, for instance, I think Mafia 2 would be a good example of that. Where it's like, you can drive around that world, but why? There's nothing to do. It's like, it's just to house the levels or the missions. And like, that's the point that the open world exists, is to give you multiple ways to approach an objective. But in the end, it's like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
No, I can see that. It's just kind of like, oh, here's all this place. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because the mission's over there. Right. So you can drive around and just do nothing.
Yeah.
For a couple hours.
But why? Because there's no reason to.
But yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
While Breath of the Wild, you're like, oh, what's this? Oh, I just found a
Breath of the
Great
Wild,
Fairy or whatever.
Like, I'm not gonna say every inch, but like, there's it's so dense with good things to explore.
Yeah, I mean, you're just things. Like running around the woods and you found a fairy.
Yeah,
the big one.
So there's a quest that leads you there that I did find eventually, but I was just exploring through the woods and I see this giant flower bloom and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then a hand comes out and grabs my money and then she starts upgrading my clothes and I'm like, this is great. Like, holy cow.
That's pretty sweet.
Like, I found that and I feel accomplished, and like the endorphin rush or whatever, or dopamine, it's like, yes, I love it. I want more of that. So if this game has that, I'm in. I am extremely excited if they even approach that.
They could. I mean, I think they should.
I mean, this has This says time off. They didn't just churn this one out. They could have.
We'll see.
I'm
hesitant.
More time in the oven.
Let's
for
hope
an
that
Assassin's
actually
Creed
means
is a good thing.
Let's hope.
Yeah. All right. So let's see a couple more little things. So one source tells us that this is the biggest Assassin's Creed the company has ever created, and is huge in scope, huge in quotes. They say that it has been in development at least several years. Hopefully it will benefit from this extended development cycle. Not only is Origins rumored to boast an explorable ancient Egypt, players will also apparently be able to go beyond it, possibly even as far as Greece. We are told that boats will return. So boats were a big thing in Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah.
I liked it. I didn't love it as much as everybody else seemed to.
People loved it. It was great.
Yeah, people loved the boats in Assassin's Creed 4.
I do not like the boats, Matt.
Why?
What's wrong with boats?
I mean, the controls were not perfect.
I guess.
It's a little repetitive. You're just like shooting down boats.
Well, I assume they're going to upgrade boat combat.
Okay, so that leads to some questionable things because that game takes place in, within the last like 300 or 400 years, and this game takes place ancient Egypt. We're talking like 3,000 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get a smaller boat.
Obviously.
You're not going to get...
It's not like super crazy naval cannons and stuff.
It'd be like
there
Wind
weren't
Waker.
cannons back then. There was no gunpowder.
You're like a Wind Waker. You just like sail the sea.
Just got my little harpoon and
That'd be awesome.
hope I can poke a hole in their mud side.
That'd be sick.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, and we'll see if the naval combat.
Well, you got to get to Greece.
No, but I hope that they didn't just tack on the naval combat. It's like, oh, it was popular in that other game. If it doesn't make sense, don't put it in. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure they're not just gonna like, oh, here's boat, random boat mission that has nothing to do with anything.
We'll see. Because I mean,
if you're going to Greece, that's how you're gonna go.
The boat combat was introduced in Assassin's Creed 3, and it was kind of a small little side thing that you could completely ignore after I think the first mission, so you didn't really have to do it. It was a side thing, and then in 4 they're like, let's design a whole game around that thing. So I hope that they don't just take that, because if it doesn't fit the story, then I would rather them see what kind of creative things they could do with the setting and story, rather than just trying to shoehorn features into people like.
No, I don't think they are.
Game.
I'm sure they're gonna. You would think they would at least try to blend it in.
Yeah. So let's see. Last details we had here was let's see. We'll have a modern day segment.
Don't they always?
I don't know the last.
I mean, I guess the segment is. What is the segment?
Well, in the past, you played as Desmond
Yeah,
Miles.
you either were like in a lab.
Now,
at one point, I think it was the second one where you like kind of escaped. You're like running away and stuff.
I really, 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 really liked the 4th game's modern day. I don't know if everybody agrees on this. Like, I don't know the internet's opinion on this, but in the other ones you play as Desmond Miles in the modern times, and you're like exploring his ancestors' memories, right? Yep. So in the 4th one, you're kind of this nameless person who
the best kind of person
goes to work for Abstergo Industries, who are the modern day Templars, making the Animus, and you are playing through and like testing and looking for storylines for a commercial product that they're creating based on these memories. So it's like you go to an office building and you're working in a cubicle, and there's an Animus in your cubicle, and you can like talk to coworkers and explore the environment, and there's missions inside of that, and then it kind of gets kind of crazy as time goes on and some things come out. But it was just kind of a cool like, hey, I'm not Desmond Miles, and it's like it's building the why are we going back in time? It was a cool like tying it together, because
it's like, why are they doing this? What's going on here?
It was fresh compared to just Desmond Miles ancestors. Like,
you get that world building.
We're gonna make money by looking at this person's ancestors thing. We're creating VR experiences based off of it. It's cool.
That sucks.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
No, it sounds cool, but it sucks for like, oh, your life and ancestors are now just a video game.
Yeah. But hey, it's better than nothing,
I guess.
So yeah, modern day. Most of the team that's making this game is from the Assassin's Creed 4 team, which I guess is a good thing because that was a pretty good game.
Well, you like the modern day, so I'm sure they're gonna Work it back in.
I'm interested to see where they take it. And there are some things, because like I knew the games that came out after Assassin's Creed 4, and there's some things hidden in Assassin's Creed 4 that kind of like they're saying like, oh, future projects of things for that Abstergo Industries, but the future projects are the games, and it's like, well, they hinted at the next 2 Assassin's Creed games.
Excellent.
In the 4th one. I don't know if they added that later, but I appreciated that detail.
Yeah, Easter eggs are always fun.
And there's some things that they didn't do.
That's good.
That were mentioned in there. So it's like maybe there's just future plans. Maybe they're just Easter eggs.
Sometimes you need to scrap an idea.
Yeah. So, let's see. No Desmond Miles.
I wonder why.
And this is just a rumor. So, revamped version of the Anvil engine. So we looked this up. This is the engine that has been running Assassin's Creed since the beginning. And most of their games, besides, I think The Division runs Snowdrop.
Snowflake?
I think it's Snowdrop.
Something.
And they have their other engine. I think it's the Art engine or something. It runs Rayman. And
I'm not
Valiant
sure.
Hearts, I think was the other.
There's so many names.
Yeah. So, but the primary engine, Rainbow Six Siege, Ghost Recon Wildlands, all these Assassin's Creed games are running on this same Anvil engine, so it's not a new engine, just a revamped version. Although I think at that point, it's probably completely different than the original engine.
Oh, I mean, there's different iterations of it.
Yeah. So,
they've updated it over the years.
And this one was interesting. This is the last piece of detail for this. So, Ubisoft will start talking about this game officially before the end of this month, which is May. Full reveal at E3. So
gotta get that hype up.
They're leaking that they're going to talk about it before E3. It's not even like a forced leak before E3. It's like, no, the leak is they're planning on getting this out there before the rush. So
leak. This is just an announcement of an announcement.
Do you think that will we see this Assassin's Creed at the Sony press conference? A lot of the previous Assassin's Creed
I think
were shown at Sony and not at Microsoft.
I mean, it's a large game.
Sony seems to have a partnership with them with Assassin's Creed games. Obviously, we'll see it at Ubisoft's press conference, but will we see it at Sony's as well?
I mean, unless if Sony has some crazy game, I think, yeah.
I hope Sony
I mean,
has some crazy games.
It's Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
They won big titles. That's a big title.
Yeah. So, all right. Moving on from Assassin's Creed to another franchise. This was a pretty fresh rumor right here. This came out last night. So, Far Cry Wild West.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. So here's how this rumor came about. I remember reading a week ago that there was a live action TV/film crew, whatever you want to call it, shooting that what they said was for a commercial for a video game that's supposed to come out this year in Montana with like cowboys and stuff. And so the newspaper in this town interviewed the producer of the video, and he said, yeah, it's a game that hasn't been announced that's coming out at the end of this year. So there was rumors going around, and from what I could read, Kotaku was confirming that they think this is Far Cry from what they've heard based on their sources. So not a lot of information on this, but let's just brainstorm here and dream. Far Cry Wild West.
Indians. I assume it's just going to be like pretty much every other Far Cry, where it's just like little...
Let's not talk about every other Far Cry. The first Far Cry had aliens.
First Far Cry? Either way. First Far Cry?
First Far Cry had aliens, second half of the game.
Fair enough. That's Crysis.
Both.
Huh. That's cool.
If not aliens, they were like mutants. They were not humans.
Either way.
But it was a long time ago.
Either way, I'm just saying like how it has the same kind of... Got a little town, or got a little area.
Yeah.
Take it over.
Open world.
Yeah. So I assume it's going to be like that. You're going to be the open west, get towns you go to, you get quests. I think it could be a fun concept.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, revolvers, rifles, I mean, just that you don't have, like, bazookas and stuff.
Yeah, so the thing to mention at this point is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Be like Red Redemption, Far Cry style.
Shown off last year, I think. Wow, it seems like it was recently, but it was last
Yeah,
year.
it was last year.
And this was slated for, I think they're calling it Fall or Holiday 2017. Is there any chance that Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out this year, given Rockstar's history of delays?
No.
And announcement to release of how long that time is.
It might be at E3, but I don't think it's going to come out this year.
Okay. Why would it be at E3?
It might be. I mean, it's a big game. People
Okay.
really like the first one.
I'm just saying that
It's
if you
possible.
look at Rockstar's history, they don't show up at E3 very often.
They don't, but they could.
They probably won't.
It's like 2080, I guess. They'll show up. 20%, maybe 30%.
I don't even think it's that much.
All right.
When's the last time that you saw Rockstar on an E3 stage?
They do GTA 5 there or no?
I don't think they did.
All right, fair enough. They probably won't then.
I don't think they even did GTA 4.
Did they even have an event, or it's just like, here's a release
They
trailer?
just trailers.
Well.
That's how they do it. Yeah.
Well, wait. Yeah, okay, you're right, man.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something else.
It's kind of crazy that they don't show up.
They don't have to.
Valve doesn't really show up either.
They did.
They did at Sony's.
When Portal went on
I
PS4.
think it was like 2012 or something.
Or PS3, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great, but
That was not great.
It was awesome.
That was like no, it was not great. We finally see Gabe Newell on stage.
It was
at
awesome,
E3,
just the fact
and
that he was
he's
there.
like, "Yeah, we're porting our old game to PS3," and
It's
everybody's like,
something.
"Oh,
Yeah, well, before he made the announcement, just seeing him walk on the stage, like, anything's possible. It was amazing. It's like,
yeah."
what?
But it's like my hopes were so high, and then immediately just nothing.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I don't even want to think about that. That was a moment for
it was
sure.
exciting. It was exciting for the first 30 seconds.
Mm.
But yeah.
So
It'd be like Westworld. That's what Far Cry is going to be. If you ever seen that,
yes, I have seen Westworld.
it's going to be like,
So
it's going to be good.
I think that'd be an interesting concept where it's not just West; it's kind of like West future, West, modern time.
I assume it's going to be the American West.
Right, but I'm saying like, what if it is not pure historical?
Well,
I mean,
to an extent.
this is the same franchise that had Blood Dragon.
Well, that's a totally different game.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they'll do something different. Who's to say that this is a mainline Far Cry? I mean, the last Far Cry game was Primal, where we played as Neanderthal cavemen with...
Yeah, they didn't get a gun.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I would be actually happy if it wasn't just pure Wild West, because we're getting Red Dead Redemption, and I don't think there's...
Yeah, but what are they going to do?
I don't think there's anyone that at this point would say that they think that Far Cry Wild West would be a better game than Red Dead Redemption 2.
No, I don't think they would.
Right. So
But
it's like,
it's
do we
Far Cry.
need another Wild West game within a year
It's not you
of
need.
this other one?
It's just, is Ubisoft think, hey, will this sell? And I think they say yes.
Because I mean,
Because Red Dead Redemption, it has done well.
For comparison, Watch Dogs 2 was Watch Dogs 1 was supposed to come out at the same time as Grand Theft Auto 5, and then they delayed it because, I mean, a couple of reasons, but I think the main reason was because of the competition of two open world games, very similar in kind of their overall gameplay style, that they didn't want to face the competition. So it just seems like a strange thing, because Red Dead Redemption 2, I don't know, maybe they've been making this game longer than we've known about Red Dead Redemption 2, so they just like, hey, we're making a cowboy game, no one else is, and now someone else is. What do you think?
I'm not sure. I mean,
What do you look it up?
just something.
Far Cry.
How Primal did.
It didn't do extremely well.
It did good in ratings, but it might not have sold that much.
Right. So the big thing with Far Cry Primal, I remember, because I haven't played it, was that...
I mean, they had a cool system, something about, like, tribes and stuff.
Yeah. I remember it got shown off, not even on, like, E3 stage. It was just, like, some random E3, like, where they're just kind of, like, taking their games to the presenters for these news networks or whatever. I saw it there. I'm like, that's a game, and they didn't mention it on their big stage show. And then And then the game came out, and it's like, whoa, where was the build-up, the hype? The nothing was there. It was. I remember that as being kind of surprising.
Well, if there's enough hype around this, I'm sure it'll sell well. I mean, Far Cry is a larger franchise. It's not like the biggest, but it still does pretty well. They keep making games.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, I could see just a straight, like, how we imagine the Wild West doing fine. I don't know. I'm sure they're going to change it up or something.
So you think it'll be completely serious Wild West?
I mean, I don't think there's going to be dragons and stuff.
No, but what if there were, like, a Westworld style where it's, like, robots and...
I mean, unless if they do that.
Would you be excited for that?
I mean, it depends. Just how the game comes out. I mean, if they're just going to make, like, oh, you can go, like... bunch of robots like Wild West.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they would. I don't see that game coming out, but I mean, maybe.
Because this game's supposed to come out in September.
Yeah.
That's soon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's real soon.
You just make a straight up Western.
Like,
American
okay, this
Western
is a game that is not announced and just lightly rumored. We don't even have a name or anything. And we're in May, and this is supposed to come out.
Wild West.
This is 4 months from now. This game is supposed to be released.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Pretty straightforward. They might have been developing it for a while.
Yeah, but still, like I said with Far Cry Primal.
Thing? It was Far Cry 4. Or Far Cry before Primal.
It was,
4?
Yeah.
3? Whatever.
4.
Either one. Wasn't like the same map as Primal?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Close.
They could just reskin everything. So, I mean, they have the assets, so they could, it's not like they're making a whole new game. They're still using the same engine, I assume.
I think...
A larger developer can make a game faster than 4 people.
Yeah.
So. Then again, it could be a terrible game. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm curious, I will say, at this point, to see what they do with that.
I mean, it could just be Primal with some guns and buildings. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll see. Be like Ark.
Like...
Somehow.
Which of the Far Cry games have you played?
The third one, second one, yeah.
Yeah, I played a little of the first one, all of the second one, all of the third one. It's like, do you like that style?
To an extent. I mean, the second one was tedious. With the malaria and all that. It was a fun game. I didn't finish it, but I got pretty far into it.
I think the biggest flaw of the second one to me wasn't the malaria, it was the respawning enemies at all the checkpoints.
Yeah, that too. That's just annoying.
And
like, oh, I drove past this 3 minutes ago, and now there's enemies.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
a dozen of them, and just that part was repetitive. But the rest of that game, I think, was a better game than Far Cry 3 in its map design and like I enjoyed the African setting more than just generic island.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And I think that like the whole Voss storyline in 3 and all the trailers and everything, I was like, yeah, I'm into this. But then
yeah, they had good promotional material.
Semi spoilers. Voss is not the main bad guy by the end of the game.
You are.
No, but it's like Far Cry 3 kind of didn't live up to what I had in my head going into it.
That's fair.
Based on what I saw the potential of that game being on its trailers and promotional material. Not to say that it's a bad game, it's just I kind of hoped for more. I haven't played Far Cry 4 yet.
It's just short.
Or Primal. Yeah, because you can beat it in 20 minutes. Yeah.
I mean, 4 looks good, but whenever that's on sale, I'll probably buy it.
Yeah, me too. It's like I look forward to playing it eventually, but is that kind of style like, because when you go back to Wild West, you're going to take away some of the things that made Far Cry 2 and 3 and probably 4 great. Like I know that 2 had the paragliders, 3 had the wingsuit,
something like that,
and
yeah,
4 has some little like
yeah,
tiny airplanes that I think have like an engine on the back.
Yeah, but now you get a horse. That's cool. People liked it.
I'm just wondering because like obviously Primal didn't have that stuff too, but it's like which version of Far Cry is better? Not which game, but which, if you're trying to like stick to that series.
What do you mean, like modern?
Yeah, because like Far Cry 1 was, on an island,
Yeah.
modern guns, modern everything else, and then Far Cry 2 was Africa, and then Far Cry 3 was generic island again. Far Cry 4 in Nepal or wherever they're saying that.
Yeah.
And Far Cry Primal, whoosh, way back, and now Western. It's like they're taking this series in a different direction.
Yeah, they're trying to stay away.
Is it a good direction?
I mean, it could be. I mean, because Far Cry kind of got repetitive. I mean, it kind of gets repetitive. Like, literally, yeah, like 3, you're just shoot people, do something.
Yeah.
Shoot people, upgrade, shoot something.
Yeah, I think that 3 and 4 are extremely alike from what I've seen.
Yeah, so, I mean, they have the ability to make it different.
But they made it different with Primal, and that didn't do well. This seems like a risk. It seems like if it were me, go back and do something like 1 or 2.
I mean, it's a risk that could be good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Blood Dragon, it was a weird game, but it was fun. It's completely different.
Completely different.
Got, like, dragons and whatever things.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
Neon everything.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Good 80s homage.
All right, so the last thing we have to talk about with Ubisoft is the pending Vivendi takeover.
Vivendi.
So, for a little bit of history, Vivendi used to be controlling owner,
Yeah.
shares-wise, of Activision Blizzard. When did that start?
2007? 2006?
I think that wasn't 2007 or 8
Oh.
when Blizzard merged with Activision.
Oh, that's right. I assume before then?
It's been a while. And then in 2013, Activision freed themselves from Vivendi by purchasing.
Yeah, they bought themselves out.
Right. And now, every couple of months, I'm reading a story over the last year that's saying, hey, Vivendi's purchasing Ubisoft stock, and they're approaching primary share levels. And it's pretty much a matter of when and not if.
It's a countdown.
It's, I mean, I think I know the answer to this, but is this a good thing?
I mean, it could. I don't think it's going to be.
I want to know. Okay.
I don't think it's going to help.
In what
games
scenario
be
is this a
better.
good thing?
Maybe they get some more money.
Do they need more money?
You could always use more money. I mean, what else is Vivendi going to do? I don't know. I mean,
It's like the era that they were with Activision. Was that a positive area for Activision and Blizzard?
I mean, it was a big time for WoW. I want to say StarCraft 2 came around then.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, at least for Blizzard, it was alright.
Okay. Activision, though. Call of Duty.
I mean, Activision just... Whatever they can get, it's bleeded dry.
But was that Activision or was that Vivendi?
Do we know?
I'm scared.
I mean... I don't think it would... I don't think it's going to matter.
So right now, Rainbow Six Siege is one of my most played games on a daily basis at this point.
Yeah.
Between that, Zelda, and Planet Coaster, those are my current addictions. And I am not excited about Vivendi taking over a game that has kind of become this promise for more content. Like, Rainbow Six Siege isn't going away, or at least isn't planned to go away anytime soon.
But I mean, they've already promised, like, oh, we're just going to put operators out.
Right, but when Vivendi...
maps.
So it's like, right now, I read that Rainbow Six Siege is Ubisoft's most profitable game.
Sick.
Just because, in-game content, lots of cosmetics.
Yeah.
And it's become kind of that game as a service type thing that a lot of games are going towards. A lot of the free-to-play games, and then things like Overwatch and stuff like that. You've got games that are evolving from this buy it and you're done with it, but buy it, keep playing it. We're going to keep adding new content, adding new maps, adding new, players, new skins, new, all this, constantly re-changing the game so that every couple of years it's like a different game, and so Rainbow Six Siege, they're adding multiple maps and operators a year at this point, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm scared that a new company coming in wants to change everything up and undo what the plan was. That's very possible.
It's possible, but I think it's highly unlikely.
So
I
why
mean, you think they're going to push, like, oh, let's just make Siege 2?
Why would Vivendi? They could. Because they say people aren't spending enough money, and we need to get $60 out of them instead of the couple dollars they're spending on microtransactions.
I mean, they could, but as the most profitable game, I don't think they would try to, mess it up too much.
I think a Siege 2 could be profitable.
Oh, I'm sure it could
maybe
be.
more.
But
because
short-term
Siege 1
profitability
has like this reputation and hype now with it, which it didn't have at launch, and it's been building with this new content. And it's like, if a new game launches, I could see that happening. I would not be surprised.
I don't see that happening, just based on what developers have said before. They want to put out, 50, 100 new operators or something? Just some, ridiculous number. So, I feel like they're more in line for DLC and
right, but just
like that.
When a new corporate entity comes in and takes control of a situation like that, old promises don't matter anymore. And even then, old promises, I can remember so many games where hey,
things change.
All of our maps will be free DLC for other games, not mentioning from the Battlefield series. And then they released 2 maps total in that whole game. It's like, oh, so you said all the maps are going to be free, but then you didn't release any. And instead of actually releasing map packs to keep the game alive, I don't know. Sometimes promises aren't always kept, or they're twisted. And that's regardless of a corporate entity coming in and taking over. I'm just thinking, long term, what does the next 5 years look like for Ubisoft when right now they're already kind of transitioning themselves to this games as a service thing? It'll be interesting to see what Assassin's Creed does. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw more microtransactions in it.
Yeah, it could go 2 ways.
You could see co-op modes. You could see... because Ghost Recon Wildlands was like this. This is a different type of game than any other Ghost Recon. And it's it's meant to be a game you play with people online. It's not... You can play it single player, but why? They're trying to make all their games have these multiplayer aspects that maybe didn't in the past. And I think a couple years ago they said that they wouldn't make a new franchise unless they could...
well, it was Activision.
What?
Wasn't it? Who said that? They wouldn't make a single player game? Or was it you talking about Ubisoft?
I think it was an Ubisoft quote. They said that they wouldn't make a game unless it could be a big franchise that could be made every year.
But Ubisoft has their negatives, Division.
What?
The Division?
What about it?
Well, didn't they pretty much... the game was broken.
It wasn't broken.
You could literally bug out the game and people were complaining about it. I could do 1 million damage.
Yeah, there have been worse launches than the Division, though. It wasn't a perfect launch.
Yeah, no, but it's not like Ubisoft is oh, we're a small company and we're making these great games. Now we just got bought out. They've made Watch Dogs, which was so much fire on the internet. Just it looks like this, now it looks like crap.
Yeah. It got downgraded, for sure.
Yeah, there's different divisions of Ubisoft where one group's making Siege, which is working out so well, and then other people are making Watch Dogs. I don't think Vivendi's going to come in and be mess it. They're not going to put much. They can't. It's hard to mess it up more because Ubisoft has definitely made a lot of mistakes.
I just think that you might see more copycatting from Ubisoft.
Yeah,
because they'll say what's making money in the industry. You might see
PlayerUnknown Ubisoft
or an Overwatch style game, a hero shooter. Everybody's doing hero shooters at this point,
but it's hard to keep up with Overwatch.
You got
I could see that, but I don't think
Quake being a hero shooter or a MOBA. They might try to do. I would not be surprised.
But I don't think they might. It's gonna take time. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna go straight for Siege and be all right, we're scrapping everything. Now we're making the second one in the first year.
Right, but there could be a thing where a new company comes in and let's say there's 6 games, big games, AAA games in development at Ubisoft right now.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry,
rumored Prince of Persia game.
Yeah,
there's a lot of games being made right now. A new company could come in and say, cancel everything you're working on that game. You're making a new game now. It could happen, and then that could delay the amount.
Anything could happen.
Games. I think it's likely that. Why else would they want control of it if they already have that much share
to make more money?
But not just to make more money, they want to change the decisions being made to make more money. Because they can have a bunch of shares and not be the controlling share. And if they think the company's doing well, but if they want to take control, they're spending money because they want control.
Yeah, I assume that's the same reason why they bought Activision. Blizzard. Yeah. Or Blizzard.
I'm apprehensive for sure about this whole deal.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's going to be... it's 50-50.
it's going to be in the next couple months we're going to see this happen.
Yeah. I mean,
They're
they could
just
either totally destroy Ubisoft somehow. Because I mean, it's like Blizzard. Like, everyone likes their games. A majority of people like their games. They've been doing great.
Majority of people?
Yeah, who play Blizzard. Like, people like StarCraft.
Yeah, people who play
people
them
love
like them.
StarCraft.
Yeah, okay.
People love World of Warcraft. People love Overwatch. It's just like, there's a lot more love in Blizzard than Ubisoft. That's where I'm coming from. Like, oh, Vivendi buys Ubisoft. Well, Ubisoft burns a lot of people. So it's hard to be like...
We'll see where it goes.
Like, oh, they could totally scrap everything, which would suck, but it's just like, it's Ubisoft. They're digging. They've dug a lot in there over the last 8 years.
They've had some bad points and some good points, for sure.
It's interesting.
I'm apprehensive.
It's gonna happen, so...
We'll see.
I mean, I like Siege. Siege is fun. I would hate for them to...
change it.
Yeah.
Especially since we just bought it.
But, I mean, at least, I think we're still going to get at least a year or 2 years out of Siege still.
Yeah, I hope.
So.
All right, so that's actually wraps up the Ubisoft portion of this podcast, which I know was long. We had a lot to talk about with them. They had a lot of rumors and things swirling, so.
Yeah. So, next on the list is the new Nintendo 2DS XL.
Wow, what a mouthful.
Yeah, the NN 2D XL. What a great name.
So
very catchy. Rolls right off the tongue.
I've got some stuff to say about this one.
Yeah, so the Switch came out 2 months ago.
March.
And this video came out last week, 2 weeks ago. The whole, 3-minute, new.
Yeah, at 9 o'clock at night on a I think it was a Thursday. It was the most random.
It was the midweek. It was just
so weird.
By the way, here's a video.
Yeah. No, pre-announcement, no tease, nothing. Just bam. When I saw it, I thought it was some kind of, old April Fool's joke that I missed. I totally, the 2DS has life. That is crazy to me.
Yeah.
To be fair, I own a 2DS.
No, I mean, it was cheap. It was,
real cheap.
I think it did well.
No,
it didn't do well?
I mean, it did well enough. Because it was so cheap.
Yeah.
It launched high. I think it was 150, 160 when it came out. But within a year or two, it was... I think you can get it for $79 now.
Oh, man, I should just go buy one then.
No, because the new one's going to be better.
So cheap, though.
But the original one... No, the new one has the new processor and better things and amiibo support and whatnot. But the original 2DS is... it was designed to be for kids. Because the original 3DS was super expensive. When it came out, $249... And that was in the XL version. And then they dropped it to $169 because nobody bought it. And they apologized and gave people free games, the ambassador program, because they're like, oh, we're sorry. We charged so much money. So here's some free games. So this one was hey, that system's too expensive for average Joe to go buy their 5-year-old, when they're walking through Walmart. And they're like, whoa, $170 for a system.
Yeah.
So they released this one also because the 3D was bad for...
it was just a gimmick. To be fair,
I mean, I can't debate that because I can't see 3D because I'm stereo blind.
I mean, I had a 3DS for not that long, but I never used it.
The 3D part.
Yeah, 3D is wow, look at... All right, I'm turning it off.
Some games were good, some games weren't good with it, is what I'd heard. But, so the 2DS is not a clamshell design. It is a flat hunk of plastic. And so what they did to save cost is they took a long screen... and put a plastic border, divide it in two, and then the bottom screen is smaller, so they covered that with extra plastic. And because the bottom screen has to be touch screen, the top screen is also touch screen. They just put a piece of layer across it so that you can't touch it.
Makes sense.
And so it's they made that thing for relatively little money.
Yeah. No
hinge, one big screen instead of two screens. That saves money.
Hey, you can drop it. It's fine. It's great.
Yeah. So
nice and durable.
The Switch comes out. I'm not expecting any new 3DS. They've said, we're going to keep supporting the 3DS with games, and that makes sense, but brand new hardware is what?
I knew it. I know they're going to do it. They just can't help themselves.
The name is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's like the new iPad.
New, and that's part of the name, new. It will always be part of the name. 100 years from now, when we talk about this system, it'll be called the new Nintendo 2DS XL.
I could have just called it the 2DX XL. It's not.
But no,
it's not that better. But it's still
because here's the problem with that, and this has been a problem with Nintendo for a long time.
What's the problem?
Their naming schemes mean things, but only to them and not to the average consumer. The new line, there are games that are exclusive to the new 3DS line that only will play certain
why not?
modes.
Of course there will be.
So,
well, it's not a new 2DS. You can't play it. So you're saying the games that are going to come out can only be played on this system?
No, but there are games already out that either don't play as well or only play on this system. They did the same thing with the DS and DSi. That was a new system launch.
Yeah.
There were exclusive games only for the DSi because it had a camera and the other one didn't. And so it's like that's been a problem forever. The 3DS coming out was a naming problem.
Why did they just call it Game Boy 3?
Because when you go from DS, DS Lite, DS XL, I think they had at that point, and then they had DSi, DSi XL. I might be wrong on that, DS XL. Anyways, then you go straight from that to 3DS. That just sounds like the exact same system, but no, that's a new system launch. And then they go 3DS, 3DS XL, 2DS, new 3DS, new 3DS XL.
They have a new 3DS?
New 2DS XL.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That is insanity. Like,
can you play older games on the new
you can play even old DS.
Alright. It's nice that they do that at least, but their naming is terrible.
It's awful. It's a problem. I mean, it's the same thing when we went from Wii to Wii U. Bad idea. They're like, oh, the Wii was popular, so the Wii U will be popular. No, people just thought it was the same system with a tablet controller and was super expensive.
They should call it the new Wii U.
I wouldn't put it past them. That seems like something they would do. So yeah, this is a continuation of the new 3DS line, but it is not 3D. It is $149, which compared to $79 for the normal 2DS, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. But it's Matt. There's a new clamshell. I mean, that's revolutionary.
I actually really like the design of this system.
Oh, I mean, it looks fantastic, but
for a Nintendo system.
New clamshell.
So I have a 3DS XL, a 2DS, and a new 3DS.
You're gonna get a new 2DS.
I might buy this XL.
Might? No, might? No, you will.
There's one condition, Nintendo, if you're watching this. If the new 2DS XL has IPS screens, I will buy it. And
they put USB-C on it.
Yeah, fat chance.
I hate their stupid proprietary power connectors. We're like, oh, yeah, we don't have it.
At least this one comes with a power adapter. The other one I bought didn't.
Oh, yeah.
No power adapter in the box. Who does that?
Wait, the new 2DS XL?
The new Nintendo 2DS XL has a power adapter in the box.
How do they?
The new Nintendo 3DS did not have a power adapter in the box.
They've already confirmed that it will?
I've read that it did.
When is it supposed to come out?
July something, which is kind of weird. It's like, why not just wait till E3?
Wouldn't they just announce it at their show?
Their direct?
Yeah. More information?
It seems like that would be a smarter thing to do.
Maybe they'll have an infrared camera like the Switch does, so you can play the sandwich game.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be kind of cool if they actually incorporated some of the enhanced rumble or whatever.
HD rumble?
HD.
They won't, because then the games have to support it too.
Yeah.
They did enough by making a new 3DS system that has exclusive features because the processor is faster.
I guess so.
I like the color scheme though.
Blue and black?
There's a white and yellow one in Japan.
White and yellow.
Might come over.
What's that? White and yellow? Just it's good. Does that reference anything?
No, it's just a good combo.
You just gotta wait for the Zelda edition.
Oh, you better believe there'll be special editions of this. At the same time, they kind of also announced
it's gonna be like Breath of the Wild mini.
They also announced that they've got some games coming into 2018.
Well, so at least you can play the backlog.
That's the yellow. It's kind of orangish, but yeah, that's pretty. So 3DS is going away. I guess is what we take from this story. It's like, or the 2DS at this point. They're coming out with new hardware, coming out with new software.
Connector.
It's coming.
Yeah, they have their same stupid power connector.
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, that was their whole argument. Like, well, you already have the whatever 3DS. Why do you need a power connector?
So the new thing is like, okay, is the next Pokemon gonna come out for the 3DS or is it gonna come out for?
No, it's the new Pokemon. Oh, that's gonna be their name for everything. The new Pokemon. The new Mario Kart.
You laugh, but I think they've done that before.
No, they're gonna do it. They're totally gonna do it.
I mean, this is the same company that, you know, when the Super Nintendo came out, everything was called Super, and then when the Game Boy Advance came out, everything was called Advanced. Mario Advance.
Well, at least they're consistent.
All right, let's move on from
well,
this.
To be fair, they didn't call Zelda Switch. So, man, they really messed up. They should have done that. The Mario Kart Switch. Well, I gotta keep it up at least. Can't just like skip a generation.
Because they had the whole Wii Music, Wii Play,
Exactly.
Wii Sports.
Wow. Yeah, they're pretty consistent.
Maybe
it's like a different team.
It's like they pick bad names and then they love it. They just like...
You gotta double down.
They do. They double down on those names. They definitely do. Ugh. I'm getting upset.
Nintendo.
But I'll still buy it. What the heck? Yeah, if it has those IPS screens. No more TN screens.
But I mean, it's still portable.
Yeah.
I mean, an IPS.
Switch has IPS.
Yeah, but it's tablet.
There are 3DSs you can buy that have IPS screens. It's a lottery.
What do you mean?
It's a lottery.
Just like randomly they put IPS screens? Why?
Different models.
Oh
you have like a percentage chance on certain ones that it'll be... Some people get a top IPS and a bottom TN or bottom IPS top TN.
That's sick, man.
It is... Look up videos of it.
That's ridiculous.
You'll find it on YouTube. It is ridiculous. Panel lottery. IPS panel lottery. And the 3DS is just... It's a racket. They just want you to buy more. You don't know until you open it up and test it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's a big difference, too. Color saturation, side angle viewing.
Well, yeah, different. IPS screens are awesome. Just the fact they're like, we got 2 boxes, just whatever.
Yeah. But the Switch, everyone has an IPS screen. Maybe this will have IPS. We'll see. Or maybe this will just be leftover parts from another 3DS that doesn't have 2D. And
yeah, might as well. I mean, they took all the old DSs or whatever and put them into the whatever Super or the NES, classic NES.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just whatever. They got a big box. Just what can we make?
All right, what else we got?
Oh, jeez. Well, on better news, I guess. Overwatch.
Better news for who?
I guess me.
Okay.
Overwatch is a fun game. They've already made over $1 billion in revenue for Blizzard, which is awesome. The game, just under a year. It's like May 26th. And they have over 30 million registered users. That's ridiculous. 30 million. Don't look at me like that. With Blizzard hitting about 58 million online users per month.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a lot.
Yeah, no, that's pretty big. Because, I mean...
Steam hits about 130 million, I think. Or more. But that's a much bigger service.
Yeah, I mean, like, registered. I'm sure there's plenty of doubles and
it's
stuff.
A lot.
But no, it's pretty awesome. Because, I mean, Blizzard's really pumping out good content. I mean, you got the new heroes. Got, like, Hearthstone just, like, updates every so often. New packs, stuff like that.
StarCraft remastered coming.
Yeah. And then World of Warcraft
will never go away.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they just got an update late last year. So, I mean...
New expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just an update.
That's what I meant. Whole new expansion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're doing great. I mean, I guess, from my point of view, they're listening to the community.
Yep.
And they're getting rewarded. I mean, over $1 billion from Overwatch.
So, Overwatch a franchise now? Will it be?
I don't think they're gonna... I think they're gonna keep adding characters, maps.
I mean, you're talking about...
I don't think...
You're talking about Rainbow Six getting ridiculous by adding characters.
Yeah. I mean, so far, it's been pretty...
How many characters are there in Overwatch?
20-something? 24? 25?
If they keep adding characters, that's going to get ridiculous soon.
It can be. So far, it's been good. There's still, like, the main set of people that are picked.
Talk about balance issues, though.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not perfect. But the new characters, except Sombra. She's trash. She's good for certain situations, but you really don't see her. But yeah, I mean, there's always going to be that. But so far, they have been good. Like, they keep reworking characters. Yep. Like, Bastion got reworked just a month or so ago. Either way, they're doing pretty good on that. But I want to say, like, when you get to, like, 40 characters, which I don't know if we get that high. That'd be pretty crazy. They've been staggering out pretty well. I mean, over the last year, we've gotten 4? And, say 3 or 4. I forget exactly.
Because what are we getting with Rainbow Six? 8 operators a year? 2 per season?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely going to be balance issues. The newer characters are definitely being played.
Yeah, I would say, though, like...
But, I mean, it's nice because you get that variety. You get new, like, oh, I only play this one character. I only play Pharah. But now you're like, oh... Anna's kind of fun, even though she's a totally different class, but she has, like, unique abilities. So, I like variety. So... I think Blizzard can do it. If anyone can make a balanced game by adding new characters...
A balanced game, keep going and keep going and keep selling and keep selling.
Yes.
Because that's the thing, is like eventually... I mean, the only game that I'm thinking that didn't do this besides like World of Warcraft, which had a monthly subscription, is Minecraft. Where they never made a sequel. They just kept selling and it just keeps selling.
They keep
and
updating
keeps selling. And it keeps
I
selling.
mean, it's definitely a whole different game from when we started playing.
Right, but what I'm saying is like... Overwatch to Overwatch 2, if there is one, what's the benefit of keep selling Overwatch if they've already got 30 million people bought the game?
It's not 7 billion. There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people, but not... I'm just saying that eventually you will saturate the people that want to buy it.
But I mean, then there's also the whole, like, buy loot chests.
Is that enough to...
I think so.
Is it enough to prevent them from wanting to make a new game?
At least for the foreseeable future.
Will we see a Team Fortress 3?
No, Valve hates games. I'm just saying
Valve will never make a game again.
I mean, maybe some like fan creation or something, but
You don't think Valve will make a Team Fortress 3?
It's really hard to say that.
Because like...
They could totally make it. It could be awesome.
I look at Overwatch as being like... a continuation of what Team Fortress really started.
If anything, it's just going to be like an engine update. Like Source 2. Source 3. I think that's the most they're going to do. I don't think they would put out a new game. Because they did put a lot of content in this game. Like in TF2. Like the character building.
I think they'll have another game.
They could totally do it. I mean, it's
I was going to put out a blue box.
Why blue?
Because they already did orange.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like Half-Life expansions or the spin-offs.
It's gonna have
Shift or whatever.
It's gonna have Left 4 Dead 3 because that's already been rumored for years and shown off a couple times in like some slideshow presentations, and it'll have Team Fortress 3.
They could do it, but they're not. They're not doing that. We have no idea what they're doing.
So will Overwatch go free to play one day?
If they do, it'd probably be like 3 or 4 years from now.
That's a long time.
Yeah, because people are buying the game over just to smurf. I just don't see them going free to play. Cheaper, yes. Because I mean, the biggest part is having that barrier, because it definitely reduces cheating. Like if your account gets banned off a $20 game, it's just like that's.
Yeah, I mean, like Counter-Strike Go.
Yeah, every time we played, it go on sale for like $1, $5. Huge amount of cheaters. A month later, they're all banned.
Right, but Counter-Strike Go, when it launched, it was 15, right? Or 30? It was not a
full it was like
game.
20 or 30.
Yeah, and I remember it went on sale, and I bought it for $3 or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely been low.
But then they've said they will never put it that low, and so every time it goes on sale, it's $7.50.
Yeah, that's good. It's like the sweet spot between like, oh, do I want to just cheat and spend $7.50 or not?
Yeah. So, I don't know.
I like games. I think that's definitely the easiest and the best way to actually prevent cheating.
So you don't think in the next 5 years we'll see an Overwatch 2? Or Overwatch something else with a subtitle where you have to purchase new
like the same game, just a sequel or like a spin-off?
It could be a spin-off, but where you are
maybe a spin-off.
Where you are purchasing a game that does not require the original game to play. So not like an expansion, a standalone Overwatch game with a subtitle or a 2. Do you think we'll have it in the next 5 years?
5 years, maybe. 5 years seems like a long time.
5 years ago was not very long.
No, 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. 2012. There's nothing. It was a barren wasteland of games.
That's not true.
No, it wasn't, but it feels like it.
I mean, that was the year before the PS3 and Xbox One came out.
I mean, 5.
Hey, 2012? That was the Wii U's time, man.
Wow. Oh, yeah, the 2DS came out in 2013. I could see... I want to say no. Okay. I'm going to make decision... No, like, maybes, but I'm going to say...
So,
I'm not going to see an Overwatch 2.
Was it 2022?
They might... I mean, this is just a bad example. Like, Halo Wars, they might make, like, Overwatch Wars or something. Maybe, like, a mobile game.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a MOBA game.
No, I mean, they already have heroes. Right. Which, I mean, it's good, because they add Overwatch characters to it, which is fun. So... Because I think Overwatch is good. They have a good concept. Unless if they completely destroy the game somehow. Which would be quite impressive. But I think Overwatch it's going strong. I mean, after a year, it's still like such a huge game.
Yeah. Big game.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Who will be the next to copy Overwatch?
Ubisoft, right?
What big company will have the next hero shooter game besides Bethesda?
Doesn't everyone already have?
What's EA's?
Who made Battleborn?
That was Gearbox.
Okay. I guess I feel like if EA doesn't have one, I'm sure they will. Because I mean, it's so fun.
Is hero shooter the new MOBA?
I want to say, sort of. I mean, MOBAs. I feel like they're easier to make. Maybe because like there's mobile games, just like everywhere. I mean, there's like a MOBA game that's competitive. That's
so
MOBA.
You got Lawbreakers, which is Cliff Bleszinski's game.
Okay, that's true.
And you've got
that looks fun.
Yeah, it's got some cool traversal mechanics. And then you've got
I could see bigger name studios. I could see putting out something like that.
You got Paladins.
That game's like dead, isn't it? That game already came out. That game was like blatant.
Yeah. Supposedly some of the stuff that they showed off before Overwatch was shown off.
Fair enough, but I mean,
they
were not the victors, and it was
some
like
striking similarities to be.
It's like, wow, this guy's a shield. Yeah. It looks exactly the same.
Yeah. Did it actually release?
Yeah, it came
Steam?
out.
Because I know it was early access, or there was like a beta or something like that.
Yeah, it says the beta was.
Can you play it right now? Because it's free to play, right?
Yeah, I think it's on Steam.
Do it. I want to see. So early access.
It's still early access. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
It's always gonna be early access.
We'll see.
Well, it's the same people who made Tribes.
Okay.
Tribes is a fun game.
And Smite.
Huh. Wait.
That's what it says.
Yeah, Smite. You're right. I mean, Smite's a popular game.
Yeah.
Good old fashioned MOBA.
Is it an old fashioned MOBA?
Well,
I think it's.
It came out. I feel like it came out around the same time as LOL.
Because Smite's what, third person MOBA?
Something like that.
Where it's not like an over the top. It's like a behind the shoulder.
No, yeah, it's a third person.
Yeah.
And it's all like, I think, skills shots.
Yeah.
It's
a popular game.
No, it's definitely a popular game. Huh. Either way.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people seem to talk about it enough.
Because Activision's got Overwatch. EA doesn't really have anything.
After they, maybe. You're right. We'll say they don't.
Ubisoft doesn't have one, right?
As far as I know.
Because I wouldn't count Rainbow Six as a hero shooter.
I would. It's a fun hero shooter. It's definitely unique.
No, like, the thing about Rainbow Six...
But Tanuchka is a god.
Tachanka.
Oh, man, that's Tachanka.
So, with Rainbow Six, it's like, each operator is different, but they all do the same thing for the most part.
Yeah.
The only real difference are the shield operators that use pistols instead of machine guns, but it's like...
Fun.
But most of the other operators, they have like one special skill, but it's not like game breaking, where it's like you don't have this like support characters as much in Rainbow Six as you do Overwatch. You don't have
game breaking?
What?
What do you mean like game breaking though?
not game breaking, game changing.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
Or where you can have one character that breaks the game for everybody else. If you don't have the right team set up, like as long as you have good people playing, you don't need a support character because there really aren't unless you count like Doc as a support character.
That's true. Like other hero shooters, you need a healer.
All the characters are offensive characters except for the shield operators, which can still be offensive,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are some, like, Thermite can blow a hole. Make it so you can actually... It changes the layout. Like, this, you're now barred off, now you can get in.
Yeah. I would just say that, like, Overwatch is a much more extreme
version there are, like,
the types of characters.
Yeah, like, I'm waiting for my ult to go in. And then, like, you can turn the tide. Yeah. I could definitely see that.
Yeah. So, Ubisoft doesn't really have a hero shooter then.
Maybe Far Cry Wild West will be a hero shooter. But no, yeah. As far as I know, I'm sure there's always a game coming out, but
Sony doesn't have a hero shooter. Microsoft doesn't have one.
Well, they tried not a hero shooter, but they tried the whole like All-Star.
That's more of Smash Brothers.
No, it's a totally different genre. I'm saying like, let's make our own little copy of it.
The rumor right now is that they're making a second one of that.
I mean, might as well. If they can make that game...
You said it didn't work out. Might as well make another one.
But I mean, if it's like $10, $20, it's just like a
it
fun...
won't be.
It'll
be $60.
It is, but I mean, it should just be like Wii Sports. Comes with the system. It's a fun little game. It should be, but it's not going to be.
Yeah, whatever.
It'd be great. Comes with the hero... I think it'd be a good... Comes with PlayStation 4 Pro.
No.
That'd be great.
No, include like Spider-Man with the PlayStation 4 Pro.
I guess console players want... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even want a sequel to that game.
Zero Dawn Horizons. That'd be cool.
I want Horizon.
That's a good game. Never played it, but it looks fantastic.
You can't say that. Oh, a totally good game. Never played it.
I saw clips. It was awesome. It's like Robot Deer, and you smash them. It's great.
Yeah. Big T-Rexes. All right. Was there anything else we had on our list?
Let's see. Well, the Bayonetta.
Oh,
Bayonetta on PC got a update.
Port?
Well, she got a port, but then got an update.
So let's start at the beginning here. April Fools.
Oh, it was April Fool's thing?
So what happened is, here's what happened. Platinum, or Sega, I don't know who it was, released 8-bit Bayonetta side-scrolling game on Steam. And it's like, haha, April Fools. And it was free to play, whatever. And then they also released a countdown timer that was... some people thought it was Bayonetta, but it was 100%. And the countdown timer led to like April 11th or whatever. It gets to that day, and then bam, right then, Bayonetta 1 on Steam, which a lot of people have been wanting for a long time. It's never been on PC. I mean,
Platinum makes fun games, and I would love to play them on PC.
Bayonetta is a very well-regarded action game, very crazy, but even on the 360, not the best performance. There were frame dips. So it's like, you can run this game 4K 60 frames per second with very little processing power compared to modern games because it's an older game, and it looks really good and crazy and fun. And they launched it at $20, which is a good price.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. And so what I wanted to talk about with this is like PC ports of older games, of like, what's the wish list? What we keep seeing more and more right now, or like a week ago, they updated the Bayonetta.
Yeah.
And there was a folder inside of the game.
Yeah,
it's called Avatars, and in there was an avatar for Vanquish, which was another game that was only on consoles, never came to PC.
It looks awesome. It looks like a fun game.
Third-person shooter where you slide around on your knees with a jetpack and
it's like
shoot hundreds of rockets, and
it's like those classic mech games, but
faster.
Yeah,
yeah.
But no, there's like a really fast mech game, and it's just all you do is like you dash around and shoot. You can't even follow the game, but it looks awesome.
I played the demo for Vanquish on the PS3, and I had a lot of fun with it. So yeah, there are many series that have never been on PC.
Yeah, like all Naughty Dog games?
Well, that's different.
But I'm just saying, those are fun games that you would want to play.
Right, but I'm talking completely third party, not console makers game. Because, I mean, to be fair, there are lots of Microsoft games coming. Like, just in the last couple months, we had talked about on this podcast, and then it came true. The Halo Wars came to Steam.
Hooray, Halo Wars.
Okay, yeah, maybe it's not like the
It's
game we all
something.
wanted, but it's a Halo game being released on Steam.
But what do we want? Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
I played the first game on PC, and it was so much fun.
I would definitely buy Halo Master Chief Collection on PC, for sure.
I would totally want to play everything. Because, what was that? It was like the online version of one of the games?
Halo... Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Someone got a hold of the source code and then released it.
Yeah.
And people just...
And like Russia.
That game is huge. That game is, as far as I know, still has a pretty big community around it. It's like, oh my gosh, you can make so much money. People want to play this.
Yeah.
But no.
But no.
They're just like, that'd be just Xbox.
Yeah. They're just wanting people to buy Xbox to play that, so.
I mean, they have their own... Microsoft has their own store on PC.
Yeah.
You think, hey, let's put something on there that people want.
Yeah, but like Halo Wars was on the Microsoft Store, and then it came to Steam.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big deal to me, because a lot of these Xbox One games where they kind of announce, hey, we're making some PC games that are, for both systems. Every Xbox One, they said that last E3, I think it was. They're like, every game you see will also be on PC, or maybe it was the year before. And so...
Yeah, the whole...
Quantum Break.
Yeah, like build it for one platform kind of thing.
Yeah, and so there's a bunch of games
once,
that they showed off, and Forza, I guess is how you say it, came to PC, Forza Horizon 3. You had all these games being released on Microsoft Store, but only the third-party ones like Quantum Break were coming over to Steam. So this is Microsoft, their own property, coming to Steam, which they have not been the most friendly with because they're trying to run their own store. So,
yeah.
I personally want to see Metal Gear Solid,
Metal
Legacy
Gear's,
Collection,
all their things.
the HD version they put on PS3. I wouldn't.
Bloodborne would be fun.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen probably.
I mean, I guess we have Dark Souls, but
Bloodborne was published by Sony, so that's a whole different thing. I think it's similar to Bayonetta 2 won't come to PC because Nintendo funded it.
Why do they hate us?
So there might be a Bayonetta 3 one day, but Bayonetta 2 is staying on that Wii U.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll get ported to Switch if we're lucky.
Maybe no.
So, Red Dead Redemption 1, not on PC.
No.
No.
Well, we might get the second one? Wasn't there some kind of...
There's a rumor, but there's nothing confirmed. If it does, it will be much later.
I mean...
Similar to Grand Theft Auto.
Rockstar has... Like, GTA 5 did great.
On PC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like the precedent is in there. They can make money. They've done it. But it's like...
But they want to release stuff on consoles first, then PC later, so that people buy it twice.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can understand that. But as long as it does come to PC.
And, I mean, even in, like, Japanese games, Persona, why not?
I don't know, I never played it.
I would play Persona on PC.
I mean, yeah. If it was $5, I'd buy it.
Because, like, now Final Fantasy's starting to come to PC.
That's true.
Final Fantasy 15 isn't yet.
The newest one came, didn't it?
All the other Final Fantasies, except for maybe one or two of the mainline series, are on PC, except for 15.
I mean, they have mobile versions of most of them.
Yeah.
So it's like ridiculous.
But, like, 10 remastered, 10.2 came out on PC, 13... 12 isn't yet, but it's coming out on PS4. Hopefully it comes to PC. I want that game really bad. So yeah, I want some more PC games. Doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt.
Well, I guess
mean,
they think it's
hurt.
piracy.
Yeah, that's their whole...
But it's an old game.
That's their whole argument. But I mean, Steam has... Look at Steam. They've made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, there's always this stat. It's like, oh, piracy's down.
It blows my mind.
Just because you can get a game.
It blows my mind that Activision, since they're with Blizzard, doesn't put all of their games on their own service. They put them on Steam.
Yeah.
All the Call of Duties, Steam. Except for Call of Duty 3, which was released on PC.
They have their own thing?
Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, but they're not going to put on Blizzard.
Why not? It's the same company.
Totally. Yes.
Whoa. Like, why is it so ridiculous? I don't think it is.
No, it's totally different. Because you got a Blizzard community. Like, you got people who play World of Warcraft, Overwatch, Heroes, whatever.
Call of Duty. Why not add it in?
That'd totally mess up everything.
I don't think it would.
I want to say that they're actually they might be together, but they're very separate.
I would agree with
Their
that.
decisions are not similar. They're not like, oh, get some Blizzard people over here. Let's
Right,
Call of
but
Duty.
it's like EA has Origin, Ubisoft has Uplay, Bethesda has Bethesda Net or whatever they're launching, Bethesda Launcher, I forget. But it's like, it's so weird that Activision is like, yeah, put everything on Steam.
It's cheaper.
It's not even just on Steam, like Uplay is. It's if you buy it anywhere, Amazon, Green Man Gaming, anything, it's a Steam key. That game is only available on Steam. It's like, why are they giving up that 30% cut when none of the other big publishers are?
Because I want to say it's not their biggest audience. Like Xbox, PlayStation, it's a larger chunk.
Right, I agree.
Maybe
with
it's
that.
like 60, 70% more.
It didn't used to be like that, unfortunately.
But
With Call of Duty
it's
and
also
stuff.
cheaper. I mean, you could just, here's my game, dump it on Steam. They maintain it. Like the servers,
I still feel like
distribution, costs,
I'm
payment, all that.
surprised that they don't have their own service on top of Steam, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but I'm glad they don't.
Okay, so if that's true, why not put all the Blizzard games on Steam? Steam makes so much money. And then they don't have to host it and all that. All that stuff you're explaining of why Activision wouldn't have their own.
Because the mentality.
It makes sense for Blizzard, but it doesn't make sense for Activision.
Because Activision's all about, just get the game out. We don't care, just get it out. Blizzard's like, let's maintain a community. I don't know. That's just what they do.
I mean, you talk about like Destiny 2 coming out. That's going to be a community.
Yeah, but who made that? That's Ubisoft, isn't it?
Activision.
Destiny?
Bungie.
Yeah, whatever.
Published by Activision.
But, I don't know, just the mentality of Blizzard. Like, their company motto might be different. I don't know.
That sounds like excuses.
Excuses, but it's working for Blizzard.
But it's not working for Activision.
How's it not working for them?
Because their sales are down on PC.
Because everyone hates Call of Duty.
But PC is like growing, but their sales are down on PC.
Maybe they need to revamp their games. Maybe it's their games that are the problem. You think them having their own client would help them be better? Sell more games?
If they sell that game on their own client, they make more money. Because they don't have to pay the Steam tax.
They might pay a lower amount because they are Activision. Is it 30% a hard and fast rule?
I've heard that there is not a lot of exceptions to that rule.
Activision could be an exception.
I doubt it.
They're a big company.
Why don't you email Gabe, see what he says?
Yeah, I'm sure he would. Yeah, they only pay 10%. It's cool.
Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, Activision doesn't care. They hate their people, right? They hate their customers. I don't know. That might just be. I might be wrong, but I don't know. Just
all I'm saying is I'm surprised they haven't done it.
I think of Blizzard as a warm, grateful company who cares about their people. Activision is just
I view
bleed them
Blizzard
dry.
in a very different way.
Yes. We'll just keep pumping out DLC games every year. They buy them. We're going to keep making them. Blizzard, they tend to it. They're like nurturing to their games. Because, I mean, World of Warcraft's been out for 2004.
Yeah, they didn't milk that at all.
Well, but they're updating again. They're not like...
They're updating because they have to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but people still
And not all
play
the
it.
updates are good.
People still enjoy it. If people hated the game, they would stop. They're still adding content.
There are people that play that game that hate it. That is a lie.
Well, I mean, people with an addiction,
They're
I
like,
guess.
oh, I've spent 10 years in this game. I can't stop now. What a waste that would be.
They have to finish the game. I got you.
Oh, man.
But there are some people who enjoy it. They're like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying everybody hates it, but... well, that, I think, wraps up today. This podcast, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
That was good.
It's good.
A lot to talk about. We are coming up to E3. We hope to have maybe 2 more podcasts before then. If not, if we just have one, we're going to go over some hopes and dreams for E3, which is always fun.
Yeah, maybe more exciting leaks.
Maybe, but maybe not just news. Maybe more just opinions on what we want to see, what we think we'll see, stuff like that. So look forward to that. We are Team Field of View. My name is Matt.
I'm Alex.
And you can find us on YouTube, search Team Field of View, on Twitch, twitch.tv/TeamFov, all one word. And we are streaming all sorts of games. I was streaming Planet Coaster yesterday, had some fun with that, got some people chatting, it was good stuff.
People love it.
Yep, it's a fun game.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you
were streaming Heroes the other day.
Yeah.
I know Pearson's streaming...
Heroes nonstop.
He was streaming RuneScape, I think?
Something like that?
Yeah.
Someone was.
Yeah.
I guess it was Pearson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Hearts of Iron and stuff like that. We're always streaming different stuff. Different genres all the time. So, kind give us a subscribe if
Yeah.
you like the video, see more, and we'll talk to you later.